So where we are the last class? Table view inserted. So I'm adding UI table view. I'm adding a UI table view and I'm creating an instance of this table view. Sorry, first time we don't need instance. I'm just creating a one prototype cell. What is prototype cell? It is a basic design. What is the design of cell we can able to show here. So I'm increasing this to 0 prototype cells to 1. And I'm not customizing anything. I'm going with the basic cell. This is cell. If we add more, so I just need a prototype, single prototype cell. I don't want much. So I have came up with 1. And what is grouped, what are accessory, we'll discuss later. Just we'll go with the basic table view now. Just I have created a table view and added a one prototype cell. So it consists of two things called as prototype data source and delete. And what is data source? We already discussed this. In bigger way we have discussed this. What is data source? The source of data, how many rows need to be displayed, what is the content of data need to be displayed in that will be declared in a data source method by using the data source methods. So I have assigned, I'm confirming protocol of data source over there, and I'm just adding those methods. And in this, we're going table view data source methods. Here we have two things. Two are required and other are optional. And what are the required methods? Number of rows in a section and cell for row index bar. I mean, how many rows need to be displayed and what is the data in a cell need to be displayed. These are the two things. So I am copying these two things. So here what I am doing is I am adding identifier for this, reuse identifier. So by using this identifier, the cell can be recognized. So number of rows in a section. I have only one section. I am not taking a group table view. I am taking a plain table view. That's the reason I have only one section. So I am able to directly give the number in that. So I am giving return. What it is expecting? It's expecting an integer. So I am giving return 30. And what it is expecting UI table view cell instance. So I am creating a UI table view cell. UI table view cell star cell is equal to table view DQ with reuse identifier. What is identifier we have given over there? So, and the basic cell have two things. One is the basic cell will have one thing, text label. Defaultly comes up with the table view. I mean table cell. So cell dot text label dot text is equal to string with In picker view, what we wrote, just row. But in this, what we can have many sections, and each section will have row. Index path consists of if you make any index path, it consists of two things. First one will be section, and second one will be row. That's the reason index dot path, we only need row index. That's the reason I have taken this. This is the table. I have given 30 rows, that's the reason 0 to 29 it's getting displayed. This is a basic, very basic table view. And in that, I have added type custom. Previously it is custom. It just consists of a text label. And here I am adding subtitle. So now I am giving one more line of code called as cell.text detail text label dot text is equal to, I am giving same thing. Let's see what happens. This is text label. This bigger one is text label and bottom one is subtitle. So if we have any requirement of title and their suppose you have a list, you have a list of names of the people and their designation. Name of the people need to be in a bold and designation need to be in a small comparative with a smaller font. Then you can go ahead and do in this case. And we have title and subtitle. And why this space is, I'll tell you. These are the different basic already existing forms we have. Suppose I don't want anything, I want to customize it. My case, I need to select customer and you can customize this. Before going to customization, it also comes up with a basic image view. I am adding an image view for each cell. I'll tell you how to add it. Image. So this is not a best practice. Every time if you want to add any images, go to image.assets and add images over here. Image view dot image. Defaultly consisting existing image view. This is for a table view cell. So I am adding UI image. Tell me syntax. UI image, how to add image. Image named. You should remember all those things. These are very basic syntaxes. Sorry. This will be ordered at the right time. Whatever the cell type you take, even though it is a custom, then we don't get subtitle, because in custom we don't have subtitle. Rest of the things we have image and its title. We don't have subtitle in a custom. This is how it will work. Suppose how to handle multiple sections. That one we'll see.
Can you explain
Which one? Okay. This is a basic table view. First, you can add the table view directly from here, and then you have to create one prototype cell. What is a prototype? Generally, what is a prototype? It is like a working sample. The basic sample, how the exact one looks. So I am creating a simple prototype, and I am not adding anything. I am just selected custom. This is what you do here, and before that you have to confirm a protocol over here. What is that protocol? Datasets protocol, because which consists of methods which makes a feasibility of adding data into a table view. Without a data in a table view, we cannot load a table, because it's waste of adding a table view without a data. So those two are required methods. What are those methods? Have two required methods. What are those? Number of rows in a section, cell for row index. What is number of rows in a section? Each section, how many rows we have, we get. And number of cell for row index path. Every cell, what the data need to be loaded. We are copying these two methods, and we also have some more methods in that number of sections in a table view. Default, it is 1 if not implemented. If you are not implementing this method, if you are not calling this method in your class, defaultly it takes 1. That's the reason I didn't wrote any condition parameter here for selecting sections. And next one, title for header in a section. If you don't have multiple sections, no point of taking header and footer. These are advanced, we'll discuss later. So, and I have added only that two things. First thing, how number of rows in a section. I am taking it as a static one 30. And what in each row need to be displayed. And its defaults consist of some text label and an image. I am just adding the text and an image for the each cell. Any queries? Anyone has doubts? Okay. Can I go ahead? You got my number? Okay. So we'll see. It is a basic table review. We'll see how section, if there is any sections available. So what I'll do, I'll add one more method called as number of sections. Number of sections in a table. I'm changing it. Now I am implementing this method in the sense we have multiple sections. I am giving return. I want to give how many? I want 3 sections. And if section is equal to 0, then return carry. Say section is is equal to 1, return 20. Else return 30. So I have taken 3 sections and I am differentiating how many rows need to be available for each section. Then here I am not changing anything, I am just running it. What happens, we'll see. First what we have given 0 to 9, it will take one row, one section. Again it will start again from 0. Here we cannot able to differentiate sections. For differentiating sections, we have something called as, we want to make this table view as not plain grouped. See, got a space differentiating. The other section is starting from here. If you want to add some titles at this footer or header, you can add by using, we have some more methods for doing that. What are those methods? Table, title for header in a section, title for footer in a section. I am implementing these two. So what it is expecting? It is expecting a string. So return if I'm writing same condition again. Or else I am doing one more thing. Return and a string with format percentage I, comma, what I did here? You understood this code? Anyone? Understood or not? Header 0. At the end of this, we'll have footer 0. Here the footer ends. I mean footer title, and this is header starts 1. This is how we can give a titles. So that's the difference between multiple sections one. If you have a single section, you can go ahead with it. If you want to give a title, just add these two methods and you can also give them a titles. And some more things we have. We have separator default, single line etched. What is separator here? This is called a separator line. If you want to do any changes in that, you can able to select the different options available. None in the sense we don't have a separator. Single line etched in the sense edges will be some gapped. And separator instance custom, it's fine. Selection, single selection. Selections will see that. Text background color. If you want to change the text colors, you can change the text color. If you want to change the background color, you can change the background color. what else we have? Nothing. And one more thing is operators in the line selection. This accessory type. Okay. Suppose I want to create a custom cell of my choice. I don't want the regular labels. I can add some more things rather than whatever I get in a default. So I'm selecting this. My group applying whatever. I'm selecting this and I'm extracting this a bit. And here I'm adding my own choice. UI. I mean some labels. First I am adding some image, and I don't want a completely stretchable image. I want a corner image. This is my image need to be my placeholder of image. And I am adding some labels. UI label. So these many things I have already. What I will do. And I'm making it as a bold. So I have created my custom cell. Now what we have to do is we have to create a new class, new file, Cocoa Touch class, and here it is not a UI view controller, UI table view cell class. I'm going sample table view cell as a class.
So custom base yes.
Pardon?
How do you take the custom to I don't understand.
Yes. What? Previous just Cocoa Touch class, same class.
No, not that. Previous.
Nothing we have done. We have already existing one prototype we have added, right? We have added that prototype, this prototype content cell, this prototype. I have extended that and I have added some UI elements on it. That's it. And new file, Cocoa Touch class. Next, table view cell, sample table view cell, which is a subclass of UI table view cell. Create. And here, after selecting this table view cell, in identifier, what you have to give is you have to map with that new class which you have created, sample table view cell, and you have to create all these instances. So what I am doing is select this select this and make sure that you are into that right path. .h file you have to select, not .m. .h interface. Just create all the instances. Image v label 1. I'm just naming it as label 1, label 2, label 3. Label 2. Label 4. So all the labels I have connected. Close. The thing is, you have to do everything same. There is no confusion between anything. Just everything is same. The declaration changes. So here what you read, same code, but here you have to import that class. Hash import. What is the name of that class? Sample table view cell. That's it. Not more than this. Just the simple syntax change. And from here, cell dot image v, which one, what we have created instance over there, dot image. What is image we have already created? It's equal to this image. And cell dot label 1 dot text is equal to whatever the text you want to give, you can give. There is much difference, there is no difference. The thing is, here we are calling the default values, and here you are calling the things which you are added to a table view cell. This is how you can customize your table cell of your choice. Suppose there might be requirement. Suppose here I have to get full name, first name, last name, designation, and use case holders and all. Then you have to construct your own table view cell like this. So this is how it looks. So any queries till now? You? Everyone is clear? And the task for you is what you do? Create everything programmatically. What I have created today. Everything programmatically. I don't want to see any stuff here in a table storyboard. I want everything programmatically. Creation of a table view, creation of whatever it may be. I want everything programmatically. Do that as a part of your task. And tomorrow we'll see how to navigate to next page, or how to do some action, because if you have selected this table view cell, what happens in next? How can we handle every touch event on this act? That's we'll discuss tomorrow. By tomorrow and day after tomorrow, that's the table view will complete. And day after tomorrow, how to handle adding new rows dynamically, deleting them at real runtime, Editing table view, we'll see day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll completely concentrate on this selection and this process. If you completely understand table view, collection view will take only one day. Concentrate more on table view because most of the cases you are using table views. Most of the cases. Understood any queries from this class? Are you okay? Go on practice. Do it everything in a programmatical way. And tomorrow I will discuss some more things, interesting things about table view. See. And come by 9 o'clock.